Now, despite a breakthrough in hostage release negotiations, there are still fears that the ongoing Israel-Hamas war might become a larger maritime war in the region. Shivan gets us all the details. Over to you, Shivan.
Thanks, Him. Of course, there's one good news, but then there are still a lot of fears about the war spreading into the larger West Asian region, which it already is. But now there is a new front coming up. The Israel-Hamas war has caused violence across different regions in West Asia, but now there are fears of it escalating into a maritime war. This comes as Yemen's rebel group, the Houthis, have claimed to seize a cargo ship in the southern Red Sea, further escalating tensions in the region. Today, we will decode if the heightened regional tensions are playing out on a new maritime front. First, let me show you a video. The video you see on the wall here, Yemen's Houthi rebels have released a footage of the hijacked ship. Take a look at this. It starts right here with the camera fitted right behind the helicopter. They come down. These are armed men. Of course, they are very well armed with bulletproof vests. They are trained and they are entering and infiltrating into the ship. The helicopter takes off and they continue further. Now, this is footage which has been released from the Yemeni Houthi rebel group. The Houthis hijacked this cargo ship. The name of the ship is Galaxy Leader, and it was in the Red Sea. Now, the ship was traveling from Turkey to India, and now it has taken to Yemen, taking 25 of its crew members on board as hostage. So, you see, the Red Sea shipping route is one of the busiest in the world. There are thousands of ships transiting through this stretch of water daily. Now, I'd also like to give you a glimpse of a map which will give you an idea of the kind of maritime traffic that we're talking about here. The Red Sea is a vital economic artery and is likely to become more so in the coming decades as a result of the large oil reserves throughout the region and precious metal resources here as well. Now, this is the strip of land, and essentially this is where there is a lot of maritime traffic. Now, this makes the route critical for the global energy security. More than 10% of global trade passes through the Red Sea each year. Most ships sailing from Europe to Asia take this route as it is a cost-effective route as well, and you can make out why. It crosses 2 of the 10 most strategic waterways in the world: the Bab al-Mandab at the sea's southern entrance and Egypt's Suez Canal right up top in the north. But there are security issues in the region as well. The drivers of insecurity in this area of the world center on proxy activities and regional rivalries. Historically speaking, piracy off the coast of Somalia was formerly the #1 security issue in the area of the Red Sea. But it has been reduced significantly now to a non-factor by a massive international naval operation that began in 2008. Now, since then, the war in Yemen has taken the place of piracy as the leading source of instability in the region. So what began as a political uprising and civil war in Yemen soon became another theater in the Saudi-Iranian contest for regional supremacy when Iran supported Yemen's Houthi rebels. Now, viewers, when Yemen's Houthi rebels released the footage that we showed you earlier of the hijacked ship in one of the busiest maritime trade routes, this is where it took place, questions started to arise. How did the rebel group know which ship to target? There are so many ships going over there. How did the Houthis manage to find a ship with an Israeli connection amongst the hundreds and thousands of other ships? Did any country provide the fighters with the intelligence that they needed to make it such a pinpointed strike? And they were armed with all their gear, and of course they had everything filmed as well. They knew what they're going to do with the footage. They were going to send out a message to the rest of the world. Was it Iran who gave the Yemeni Houthis the required intelligence? Iran is accused of backing the Houthis, though Tehran has denied helping the Houthis in this hijacking operation. But according to reports, the fighters used a helicopter, war commando style bulletproof vests as we showed you, and they brandished assault rifles. Private intelligence firms are calling the hijacking an Iranian style vessel capture, and some are even pointing at how the attack is reminiscent of the vessel seizures that Iran's Revolutionary Guard have carried out in the past. Moreover, viewers, what's interesting here is that the hijacked ship passed by one of Iran's cargo vessels just before this attack took place. Now, this Iranian vessel is called Behshad. The Beheshad is in the Red Sea since 2021 and it is sanctioned by America. US suspects that this cargo ship that I told you about, the Iranian cargo ship, moonlights as a forward spying base. Now, the hijacking of the Galaxy Leader points at a very disturbing sign. It is a sign of how the war in West Asia could play out on a new maritime front. Reuters is reporting that at least 2 commercial vessels linked to the same company have already changed their course in the Red Sea, and it is already creating fear that such incidents of hijacking might become the new normal in this war in West Asia. So, of course, there is a lot that has been happening in this war, with the maritime front becoming the next front where this war can spill over. But there is a glimmer of hope as well, with the hostage deal nearly through from both sides.